Hi all, this is Ilish, and I will be reviewing a game against G-Star in the Spicee Tour. So I go first, and on the initial board we have the two best trade cards are the 3 green to 3 brown and the 3 yellow to 3 red, which are roughly equal in power. And we also have two produce cards at the front, the green yellow and the 4 yellow. And the 3 yellow to 3 red combos well with either the 4 yellow mass produce card or the 1 red to 3 yellow, so that's also a thing to keep an eye out for. And for my first move, I'm going to take the 4 yellow produce card, because even though the face value is the same as for the green yellow produce card, but the potential is much better because most trade cards take a single color as an input. So if I want to use it multiple times, then this is much better than the green yellow produce card. And also this makes him face a somewhat difficult choice, because he either takes the green yellow produce card, but then I get the 3 green to 3 brown, which is better, or he takes the 3 green to 3 brown but has to give up a yellow cube, and the green yellow is not that bad either. And he takes the green yellow produce card, and now I get to take the 3 green to 3 brown. Also, once again, uh, this is neat because now he has to choose. He will either take the 3 yellow to 3 red or the 1 red to 3 yellow, but he cannot get them both. And actually, the 3 yellow to 3 red is in general better, but if he takes it, then I will deny him two of the better mass yellow producers, because I already took the 4 yellow produce card, and if he takes the 3 yellow to 3 red, then I can take the 1 red to 3 yellow away from him. So, and indeed, he takes the 3 yellow to 3 red. He doesn't want me to have it, so now I get to take the 1 red to 3 yellow. And for the incoming cards, we have the 2 brown to 3 green, 1 red, 1 yellow, which would work well with the 3 green to 3 brown to form a strong 2-card combo. And also there are 2 yellow input cards which would send up the cubes to either brown or green, and either of those is excellent for startup. So and he cannot really deny me the 2 brown to 3 green, 1 red, 1 yellow, because he doesn't have mass yellow producer like I do. So he will have to conserve his yellows more. And indeed, he takes back 1 more yellow with a weak card. And now I can afford to be aggressive and finish my combo, because I will be able to refill my yellows with rapidly, and I'm guaranteed to get one of the cards to start up. Also, at this point, he does have the yellow to red, but he has no mass yellow producer and no continuation from red. So unless both of those show up, he will have a hard time. So I'm being aggressive and take the 2 brown to 3 green, 1 red, 1 yellow, and now I have a combo. I just need one more card to start up. Either of the yellow input cards will work for that. And at this point, the 2 red to 2 green comes in, which is excellent for him, especially since I was planning to take at least one more of the yellow input cards, so that will bring it even closer. So he still has some game. He now has yellow to red, and he will have red to green options. He doesn't really have a mass yellow producer yet. The 1 red 2 yellow produce card would work somewhat decently for that, along with the 2 yellow producer in the starting hand. Or he could also take the 2 green to 3 red 2 yellow, which is not a very powerful card, because in order to fill your stack to 10 cubes, you need to use it from 4 greens, which is very restrictive, but still it's something, and he will have some game. Okay, so he takes one more yellow cube, and from the 2 yellow input cards, I actually prefer the second one that goes up to 3 greens. So this is the point where I make 4 yellows, and either he takes the first one or he will take the second one, in which case I'm happy with the 5 yellow to 2 brown as well, especially if I can get one more yellow from him. But he takes the first one, so now I can take the 5 yellow to 3 green, and after that he can get the 2 red to 2 green for relatively cheap, And I cannot really stop him from doing that, because if I pass up on the yellow input card now, I'm not guaranteed to have another card that goes up from yellows efficiently. So I take it now. And at this point, the 3 red to 3 green has also come in, but that means that I practically cannot deny him a red to green option. But he still needs to take the 2 red to 2 green now, otherwise I will take it, and that will force him to take the 3 red to 3 green, giving up a lot of yellows, more than he will have to give up now. So he takes it, and he still needs one of the first two trade cards. Either one would be reasonably good for him, neither one is perfect, and I actually prefer to take away the 2 yellow 1 red produce card, because that can be useful for me as well. And also I think it's slightly better than the 2 green to 3 red to yellow, which he now takes. So basically my combo is finished at this point. The last question is whether I need the upgrade 3 card or not. And in general, it is a useful card, but for the foreseeable future, I don't think I will need it. So I will be leaving it on the board. And he might take it, but that's one more move he has to spend on taking another trade card. And if he does that, then I'm happy. So now I'm looking to start up from 10 yellows. So I need to get to 10 yellows first. I cannot add 4 yellows in a single move, but I can add 4 yellows in 2 moves. And there are several ways to do that. One is just to use the 2 produce cards. Another one is to upgrade 2 yellows to reds and then send them back to yellows. And actually, there is an option which is strictly better than either of those. Picking up and then using the 4 yellow produce card is better, because it's still just 2 moves. And now, after I am at 10 yellows, only the 4 yellow produce card is unavailable, whereas with the other options, I would have 2 more cards unavailable. And actually, I might need to use some of these cards, like the red to yellow produce card or the upgrade card. So it's better this way. In the meantime, he is starting up, so going from yellow to red, and then red to green. I'm also going up to greens. So at this point, he is at 7 greens, I'm at 6, so he has a slight tempo advantage, but that's nothing to worry about yet. And in 2 moves, I'm going up to browns and then back down twice to 2 red, 6 green, 2 browns after discarding the yellows. So I will have assembled the cost for the 19-point card. So basically, he has to choose now whether to chase the 19-point card or not. So his options are essentially either he assembles the cost for the 19-point card and takes it, or he assembles the cost for the 19-point card and doesn't take it. But that's not ideal, because then he will have a bunch of browns, and even though he will be able to take the 12 and probably even the 9-point card, he has no way down from browns. So up to the point where he manages to spend all of his brown cubes, he will have his cube space a little clogged up by the browns. And also he has the options to not chase the 19-point card at all, but that's not ideal for him as either, because after I assemble the cost for the 19-point card, then if he doesn't assemble the cost, then I will keep blocking it until I upgrade my greens back to browns. So I'm looking to always restart my combo from 4 browns, and once I go down and have the cost of the 19 assembled, I can simply upgrade 4 greens back to browns by upgrading, picking up, upgrading again, and then restarting. So meanwhile, he is at 7 green cubes, so he has a lot of cubes and not a lot of cube space left, so he cannot really make a lot of efficient moves. So he will be forced to take one of the point cards without 3 coin, which is bad. Okay, so let's see what he does. And he does assemble the cost for the 19-point card with a single move, and I'm going to do the same. And actually, at this point, he's basically forced to take it, and because otherwise I will, and he will be left with some brown cubes. which he will have to spend. And he does take it. The drawback of this approach is that uh, his restart card needs 4 greens. So he will need to reset to 4 greens, and he actually needs 2 more moves for that from this position just to get to 4 greens, and then he still needs to play his restart card and then go from yellow to red and then red to green. So that's a lot of time. And in the meantime, so the card he just took was an expensive one, and it's followed by 2 cheap ones, which I'm going to take. But the last one that comes with a 3 coin is an expensive one again. So normally this wouldn't be a problem, because even though now I'm going to take 2, normally he would be able to get to the last one before I do. But the problem is that first he needs to reset to 4 greens, then start back up, and even if he manages to get to the 18, he needs to make sure he still has 4 greens to continue after, and that will be very hard for him to do. So, meanwhile, with the additional produce card, I will be able to go after the 9-point card rapidly, which I do. And he is now at 4 greens, and I can actually try to go after the 18-point card before he does, and here's the difference between our hands. So for him, the only restarting option is to get to 4 greens and then send them down to yellows and reds. So even though the yellow to red and red to green options are very good for him, and probably better than what I have, his restarting option is the weak ring, because he always needs exactly 4 greens. And for me, I have much better options to restart, because normally I would run the 2 brown to 3 green, 1 red, 1 yellow from 4 browns twice, then reset back up to 4 browns and spend some of the cubes. So I'm always looking to reset to 4 browns and use this card twice, but I have some excellent options to mass produce yellows, and then because I can use either the 4 yellow or even include some reds in there and then send them down to yellows. So even from a near empty stack of cubes, I should be able to reset to either 5 or 10 yellows rapidly, and then send those yellows up to greens and then browns. So basically, my restarting options are much more flexible, and I can get back up to 4 browns from most positions fairly rapidly. So that means that I'm actually going to target the 18 next, because I can get 3 of the 3 coins. That's an advantage of 6 points. And while he still needs to spend some time sending up yellows to reds, otherwise he won't be able to get to the 18 point in time, but now he can't either. And actually, with this way, with the weak restarting card, the only really efficient move he can make is from red to green, because he can do that 3 or 4 times, all right? But the yellow to red, he can only do that once from 4 yellows normally. So basically, in his combo loop, he only has a single powerful step, and it's surrounded by several weaker steps. So altogether, I should be able to make better, or at least as good moves as he does. Okay, so now there's a question whether I use the 3 green to 3 brown to go up to have the cost for the 18 ready, or the upgrade card. And actually the 3 green to 3 brown is better in this position, because that means that after buying, I will still have a single brown left. And the bottleneck here is not mass yellow production, but going up from yellows to greens, which means that I will need to pick up again before being able to reset to 4 browns. And if I have to pick up again, then if I have 1 leftover brown, then using the 3 green to 3 brown from just 3 greens will be sufficient to reset me to 4 browns. So now I'm buying. And meanwhile, he needed to tool for the 16-point card, and now he can take it, while I add 4 yellows. So now I'm at 5 yellows, and I will send them up to 3 greens and then browns, and I will be at 4 browns again. And from now on, he can run his loop fairly efficiently, but he's already at a tempo disadvantage due to letting go of the third 3 coin. And once again, even though he could restart from 4 greens fairly efficiently now, the yellow turret he can only play for 3 yellows, which is not great. And even though he can do the red to green for 8 reds, which is an excellent move, after that he still needs to fix his set of cubes to be able to get the 18-point card, which is just a +1 move now. And meanwhile, I'm looking to take some more point cards. The 15 is an excellent target for me because I don't need to make any adjustments for that. I will just send the 6 greens back up to browns, and I will still have 4 browns left after buying. And meanwhile, he's starting his loop again. But at this point, this is an issue because the incoming 12-point cards are excellent targets for me. I'm able to assemble the cost for both of them with just upgrading 2 greens to 2 browns. And from this position, the best he can do now is take the 10-point card and maybe take one more card, probably the 7. I don't think he can assemble the 12, and that will not be enough for him. So he does that, while now I'm looking to take 2 of the 12-point cards, and that will be enough. And that's it. And so the main point in this game was the difference between the restart flexibility. So I had much more options for restarting. I could afford to go down to a very low stack of cubes, while he always needed to reset to exactly 4 greens, and that limited his options. So at the very beginning, he needed to spend several more moves to reset to 4 greens after buying an expensive point card, and that cost him too much tempo. And basically, that was the main difference. And another thing about this game was that due to picking the 4 yellow produce card early, I was able to be more aggressive in the early game. And also, in some sense, he wasn't very lucky because going first with the 4 yellow produce card near one of the first spots is an advantage for me, and I was able to ride it to victory. Okay, so that's it. I hope you liked it.